First of all, we're just excited that the season's finally here. We've been practicing long hours and practicing pretty competitively, and it's nice to be able to face some actual teams instead of just gameplay with our own team.
Coach, you ended the season last year against the eventual national champion with the girl who's arguably the best pitcher in the country.
Right.
Did that kind of show you right then where the bar is?
I think so. I think we didn't know how great the season would be last year, and we had a tough season because of injuries the year before. So going into last season, we were excited. We had some fresh faces, and we didn't really know what to expect. And we worked really hard and kind of pulled things together and hit the ball really well and had some clutch defensive things and all around great pitching at the end of the season. So to be competing with the eventual national champions, it was pretty exciting.
Coach, do you like the pressure of being picked to win the ACC?
Someone's got to have a target, I guess. So why not? You still go out and you compete. Sometimes it's easier to be the underdog. That way the target's not on you and you just go out and do your thing. But still, it's just preparing one game at a time. So we'll just still prepare the same way we would.
You have that great new facility in the regionals. People really turned out. There was some big crowds in those games. Does it kind of give you a vision of where this program can really go now that recruits come in and see this facility and what
Right.
you saw in the regional, the way people turned out?
We're proud of our facility. I've been really fortunate since we've been here with the great administration. As soon as we got here, they started working on it and got things done quickly. So it does make a difference. It makes a difference recruiting-wise to be able to compete with those other teams and the SEC schools that have the nice facilities as well. So I think we have the best facility in our conference for sure, and probably one of them in the Southeast. And to be able to compete in that and have the young kids in the area be able to come out and see our girls and them be their heroes is definitely fun.
The top teams like Washington and Florida have a real high-end pitcher that can control games. I understand you have a freshman coming in, you've got a couple girls back. Do you feel like you have a pitcher that can go out of maybe not that caliber, but close, that can really have you compete at the highest level this year?
We have a strong pitching staff. We never have relied on just one pitcher. It's pretty tough to have just one hoss to go out there and throw the whole season. It's a lot of games, it's a lot of innings, and a lot of pitches in general. So Hope should be very competitive. I think she'll do well in our conference and against our competitive teams that we're playing this year.
This is honestly, how long did it take you to get over that last loss to Washington last year? And how quickly were you able to sort of transfer that into motivation for this year?
I don't get over things well. I'm not good at losses. I think I try to not relive it and just know, going into it, she's a tough pitcher. She does a great job, I mean, she's pitched against, teams all over the world and been very competitive and very, very successful. So, you go out and you do what you got to do, and I think we're just ready to go.
Jen, how would you compare this year's team with some of the other teams you played on here at Tech?
Compare it. I think we are more deep in our pitching staff, and I think that's going to be a big factor in how far we'll go into our postseason. Our offense is the best it's probably ever been in my 4 years that I've seen, and we're going to hit the ball really hard. And I wouldn't be surprised if we lead the country in home runs this year. We're that big, so I'm really excited.
Coach, you have two of the biggest things I guess you have to accomplish this year is find a replacement in center field and first base. Who are you looking at there?
Christy Jones, who played left field, she'll move over, and she's been doing a great job in practice, and I knew she would. Actually, even before she came in here, we were kind of grooming her for center field. So she's very aggressive, just like Blair was. She'll run through the wall. She makes amazing catches every day in practice, so that doesn't worry me at all. And also getting on base and stealing, kind of like Blair to fill her entire role. As for first base, we've got a couple people. Christine Preby, transferred from Florida, and also Caitlin Jordan, a freshman. So they should do a good job as well.
Can you talk a little bit about the freshman class? I know some of them are pretty highly touted coming in here.
Hope is probably all around the main one, just because pitching-wise, she'll see a lot of innings on the mound. Also hitting, she's got a strong bat, so she should be able to hopefully help protect Yee a little bit in Weisman in the lineup. So that'll be nice to have. Caitlin Jordan, she plays first base. She also swings the bat really well, so we're trying to keep her bat in the lineup. We've got an outfielder, Kelly DeLashmint, who will probably run some bases and be there if we need somebody in the outfield at different points.
What is somebody like?
I think just experience. She knows our pitchers well. She's caught Hope quite a bit also. So I think just that and team leadership, being able to kind of get everybody together. If something's going wrong at practice, she kind of steps up and just gets things going in the right direction.
Coach, you have Jen batting leadoff for you did last year. Is there any temptation to move her down in the lineup?
I think so. So we should get some RBIs there this year, hopefully. So, yeah, I'd like to because she's, she doesn't miss the ball. She's going to put the ball in play. She's going to hit it hard at somebody. So it's, a matter of us trying to get people on base so she can do her thing and not her having to lead everything off. But it is nice to be able to start with an automatic double or home run or whatever. That's comforting.
Jen, preference for you, and I know you played internationally. What position in the lineup do you prefer? Do you generally hit?
Internationally, I would hit maybe 3 or 4 in the lineup. And last year was my first year as a designated leadoff hitter, so it took a while to get used to, but I've grown to like it. I mean, I get a lot of at-bats, and I had to get over the fact that I was the first at-bat of the game. It's kind of a big deal to me, but really it's not that big of a deal. You're only going to lead off once a game, so I like it. I mean, I really don't have a preference wherever Perk wants to put me.
A player like yourself, when you're done with your collegiate season, how many weeks out of the year do you play internationally or elsewhere?
It depends on the summer. This summer coming up, our big tournament is the World Championships in Venezuela, and that's going to be at the end of the end of July. So once we finish our college season, I'm going to go right back home and start training for my for the Canadian team.
You had an important injury at the end of last year with Kelsey. How is she recovering, and how important is it to have her back?
Very important. She's clutch for us. It was really tough to lose her at the end of the season at such an important time, the biggest time for us. So that's probably the one position we don't really have a backup is shortstop there. So it's a tough position to lose, and it was really tough to lose her bat because her and Yee were pretty much leading the team. So it's nice to have her back. She's 100%. She's laying out for everything and full go, and not a care in the world, not a worry in the world for her. So she's been great.
Any other question?
One more question. I know Whitney Haller batted cleanup for you for several years.
Right.
Do you have somebody in mind right now for that spot?
Yeah, we're kind of toying with a few things. So we're trying to move Yee down in the lineup, but we have her and Kelsey Weisman and also Hope Rush and probably Kristen Preby also. There's quite a few bats, so we're kind of juggling them around.
Could somebody like Chrissy Jones maybe bat leadoff?
That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're looking at. So she's added a little bit of pop to her bat, so she's able to do a few more things now and maybe mix things up with her and be able to get her on and steal and have them get the RBIs instead of having to start everything off every time. So